Do you love Pacific Northwest as much as I do and want to show it off everywhere you go? I have the best apparel for you. Go to Forever Green PNW. So that's Forever ERGRNPNW.com or on their social media and go check them out. They have the best apparel. They have sweatshirts, they have hoodies, they have tees, they have swimsuits. They've got all kinds of great things to represent the Pacific Northwest. And they also are doing something really cool, little deals with their hoodies. So go check out them. They're fantastic and have a fantastic day.
Welcome to Keeping Tabs. I'm Tabitha Croc, and every Monday, I talk to someone here in North Idaho with the goal to connect more people in the Coeur d'Alene area. And then every Friday, I talk to someone outside the community to bring in a new perspective and to learn a little bit about yourself.
All right, I have Holli with me today, and I am so excited to have you on. What's really cool, she does some great things, so we'll talk all about that. But I came back from vacation, and she squeezed me in for a facial, and did some energy healing, something I've never really done until like this month. And it was so relaxing, I fell asleep.
That's typical. That's
Yeah.
typical.
I
Yeah.
didn't know if it was like the travel, me in Vegas, and then it was just like all of the calminess. It was just wonderful. So first of all, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about what you do. You've kind of done, you dabble in all kinds of great things. So tell us a little bit about like what you do and who you are.
Okay. So I'm Holli Andrews. I am the managing owner of Blush in Coeur d'Alene, which is a small med spa, master esthetician, and Reiki master. So, and then I also dabble in, which is my passion, my love. That business is my love as well, but the Seven Sisters retreats. So I think that's what we're here for, essentially, right? Okay.
I want to talk a little bit about,
Okay.
Obviously we wanted to, the facial stuff is just, oh my
Totally
God.
up to you. Yeah.
Right. But
Okay.
one of my friends, mutual friends, had a birthday party, and she decided to do one of the wellness retreats, and it's something I have never done, and it was magic. And it was so, and we talked about this yesterday too. It was like the group of women that came together and the things that were said and done and the energy, it was just amazing. So tell us what these Seven Sisters wellness retreats are like.
Okay. So really maybe how it started. There is a great history with all of us. So we have probably I'm the founder of it, but really the essential members, we have like 20 years plus friendships so we've gone through huge growth spurts, right? This sacred journey of supporting each other and just being there and showing up. And we all kind of have dabbled in different services and have used each other's trades and thought how wonderful this is. How could we grow on this? How could we make this expand? And so the thought was, what an awesome idea for a retreat. Like with everything that we do, just to kind of correlate it and make it happen for just the general public, just to support it. So that's kind of the idea of how the concept got started. I do the etheric facials, which you experienced yesterday.
Yes.
And we have a quantum light healer, she's absolutely amazing. Takes you on kind of a sacred journey of empowerment. We have a psychic medium. I think you've met Tisa before. Heaven. Yes. So she is just another amazing human being. Then we have a yoga practitioner who helps just ground the space. Amy, she's phenomenal. She leads the sound baths, which you participated in, does restorative yoga. We have another shaman there who really is amazing. She does Reiki as well, but she teaches as she goes. So she kind of teaches you to tap into your energy and teaches you how to have your energy work with you. That kind of just this beautiful flow. And then we have a massage therapist and kind of a director of creativity, which that's so fun. That, I mean, you can paint. We paint at these retreats. We charge crystals, learn about crystals, crystal grids, plant, like get in the dirt and plant soil, do like a meditative, like scavenger hunt. So there's just it's always evolving and changing, but really we're all there to help in self-discovery.
And it was so great. Like we were talking about when I went with Bailey, and she had like a room full of wonderful women. I had never done a sound bath like in person. Like I've listened to it like on, you know, and you can listen to, you know, on your Spotify, but it was insane. It was so fantastic. It was really fun. We were just like, I mean, you're totally.
I know, it was amazing. There was some ladies that were like completely snoring. I mean, you know, I walked around and so I was there doing energy work, and we had another practitioner, Kim, who is amazing. We were doing energy work, and I was doing a little bit of facial things. I mean, you wanted to add a little fluff and love into it. Like everybody got some goddess oil, but that was awesome. It was awesome to see you all just let go. And
it was such a unique way to spend someone's birthday. And we were talking about that because she's a Capricorn, she's the beginning of the year. So her birthday is really a way to kick off her year. And like, and it was so neat. We talked about how how's Bailey has like impacted our lives. And then we went around the circle and we did a little light meditation, and we learned about crystals, and we had the beautiful, if you're listening, you want to do something like this. They also have like a brunch, like they put together this wonderful meal for us with coffee and tea and avocado toast. And it was just,
love that. We love that. Like our whole thing is if you have food disciplines or restrictions, or food is energy, and we're passionate about that too. So thank you. But can I just go back to like Bailey and your group? Y'all just touched our hearts so much. I mean, it was like, you know, we're there to help you open and expand and grow and feel trust. And I mean, a couple of us are just looking at each other going, can you believe this group of ladies? I mean, you're so advanced in your just emotional intelligence and vulnerability and things that, you know, I didn't discover until I was, you know, well into my 40s. You all just are rock stars. So it was so beautiful.
I think that's great too, because there's a lot of people, like you said, it's like, I feel like more people it's okay. Like I have another friend that has done Reiki and energy healing and stuff. And she's also a therapist. And she's told me that she goes, when I was younger and I was doing this stuff, she goes, we're the weird hippies. And now it's like, people are like, no, it's okay to like learn about this and how it's benefiting your life. She goes, I'm so excited because I told her about it. And she was like, I love this. I mean, she goes, this is the weird hippies back, you know, when I was younger, but now it's like.
Everywhere. Goosebumps everywhere. You got all my feelers going. Yes. Yes. So this is it. This is the mystic. This is just tapping into ourselves and supporting ourselves, leaving judgment, dropping that for other people, just allowing each other to blossom and encourage each other. This is what we're here for. So that's kind of the premise of it.
Yeah. So if someone is wanting to, I guess, do something like this for a group of, you know, I guess you could do it anyway, like a group of friends, you could do it for a company. I mean, if you have that kind of like comfortable, you know, with your, you know,
right. No, it'd be a good team building. Yeah. Yeah. Bailey pushed us. You guys, I think there was 18 girls there. You know, the house. I mean, it's such a beautiful little space, but like, I mean, we were weaving and bobbing as you all were laying on the floor.
I know, we're all having a sound bath and we're like checkerboard or trying to like lay around. You guys are trying to walk around. And I was like, oh my gosh, but it's a great space. Like, how did you guys get such a wonderful space?
So we've owned that property for probably about 18 years now.
Oh.
Yeah, and we've used it as like an Airbnb, as a rental, and just this last couple of years, we had a tenant in there that left and kind of just redid everything, and thought, boy, I mean, let's use this. Let's make this space work for us, and it really does. You weren't able to experience like a full retreat, but there's private rooms. And so it's so beautiful. Like when the retreat, the walk in, the welcome, and then we sit in circle. But as you leave the circle, like we did, you know, you girls laid down for a sound bath, but generally what happens is we give you like instructions, like a card, and have you like start rotating with services. So There's 4 different areas. There's between 4 and 6 different practitioners. So we kind of make do with the space, but they just rotate. So like you might get me and get an etheric facial, and then maybe go to, and this is all private. And so when you walk in my room, you're getting like the energy that is just for you. Like there's no cookie cutter. There might be clinical things like, oh, she's got acne, or, oh, she's got dry skin. And so I address all of those issues, but at the same time, just infuse the energy that is just perfectly suited for and customized for you.
Well, that's great too. That's what my other question was, is going to be, can people like customize a retreat, or do you guys just say, hey, this is how, we kind of do it?
Customize it in the sense of like foods and things like that, but really everybody's different. Everybody's so you might come through and you're seeing, like I said, 6 different people. So we're all kind of energetically meeting you where you need to be in. Everybody has different gifts, right? Everybody has different gifts to support you. And then somebody else might walk the door and need something else. So that's the coolest and most exciting thing about it, is that it really is for every individual. It's not cookie cutter. It could never be cookie cutter. Maybe you're coming in with, maybe you're holding on to grief. Maybe you've just lost your spouse, or maybe, you've got teenage kids and you're ready to pull your hair out, or maybe you just want to come to be empowered. Like, I just want to be here and show up and be curious about where I'm at. So, there's all of these different, we're all kind of on the same journey. We're just all in different places, different times. And so that's the beauty of it, is that each one of us is able to meet you.
That's great. So, and then besides, you obviously kind of do one for like Bailey, she wanted to do it for her birthday. Do you offer other retreats? Like, so say there's just someone listening, they're like, I want to do this, but I don't have a group of friends that would be in for this. Is there another way that they can get involved or be a part of a retreat?
Thanks for asking. Yeah, that's a good question. So we offer, we all have jobs, so to speak, or lives outside of, the 7 sisters. So we make a commitment to each other to meet once a month. So we figure out just the best date that works mutually for all of us. And the next one is, I believe it's February 6th, and we have a morning retreat. So it's like 9 to noon, and then an evening 5 to 9. They're both amazing, kind of different, but great. And so and there's only 7 participants spots available. So it's really intimate.
Yeah, I bet.
And yeah. So that's how, you go into the 7sistersretreats.com and book it. But that's really how it is. It's just once a month, unless you have like an event or like Bailey, something like that, where, we absolutely love that and cater to that. So
yeah, I think it's super great, because there's a lot of people that are interested and want to do something. I know of a couple friends, and when I found out you guys were even doing this, it was through Sam Anderl, and she went to one of your guys' retreats, and me and my girlfriend were like, we're kind of jealous. We want to do one of these.
No, she's our frequent flyer. She probably has the most stamps she is literally like, I know she didn't go to this last one, but she pretty much, she's into the self-care and the curiosity, and
that makes her a unique person. That's why we love her.
We all love her. Yeah, we all love Sam. How could you not love Sam? If you don't like Sam, that says a lot about you.
Oh, exactly. I'm like, I've never heard someone say one bad thing about her.
Never.
But I also have never heard her say one bad thing about people. Like that's what I love about her. And like, that's kind of how I got into that group with Bailey and those girls. And then I've made friends with all of them. And they are, like you said, they're very empowering, and they actually like support each other in everyone's like journey, and whether they're dealing with infertility or they're dealing with work or they're starting a new company, everyone just supports each other.
Right. Which is just really such a gift. Such a gift for all of you. Was there 18 women there just to show up and to be present and really not only deliver, but land incredible messages for the birthday girl.
I love that. So how did you even get like interested or started into any of this? Like, did you just wake up one morning, or did you have an experience like myself and like just learning about these things? I'm kind of like, how did you get into this kind of realm?
So, well, I have been an esthetician now for 7 years. Before that, like long before this journey, before kids, BC or BK, children, I get. Before kids, I was a massage therapist. So I've always had just a passion, and it's just something that lights me on fire to help others. Like it's just my calling. It's just always innately been in me. So after I had kids and, experience, schools and middle school and high school. And I believe it was like probably when Nat was, I don't know, maybe a junior, I was like, what the hell am I going to do when, Nat leaves? And it really had me pause and look inward and decide what do I want? Who am I? Who am I without, these kids? When you sign on with kids, I mean, you're busy, you're a mom, you're doing this, you're flipping burgers, you're driving in the car. And so I sat with it for a long time and knew that it was going to be in the realm of making people feel good. Mm-hmm. So the esthetician part just came in, and the massage was perfect. It just sat with me. And then after starting the business and really discovering like the space that I can contain and hold for somebody, and like people falling asleep or like, oh God, that was so amazing. I got to get back in my body. I was like, there is something about this, like there's a gift here that I need to kind of unfold. And I've had Reiki energy work in the past. And I've always been curious about it, but had never really tapped into it. So I started taking classes on that and thought, this is it. Like, what an amazing, because in our society, and I just really pray that it's changing, beauty is so outward, which, yes, I put makeup on for you and I curl my hair and bleach my teeth and, but it's like really, it is inner beauty, your inner beauty. And that comes with loving who you are and looking inward to who you are. And it kind of ties in with the energy work and kind of just that reset of dropping everything at the door and allowing yourself to be nurtured, taken care of, pampered, like clinically, but also like energetically,
Yeah.
Stress gives you gray hair, gives you wrinkles. So it was just a great reset. Plus for me, it gives me goosebumps to think about it. Like it's just been my calling all along. I mean, I've been on this journey and here I am, and here's where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah. And I think I love what I really love about you guys is that you're also making it like normal to like do things like this. I think we're in a society that like, if it's not the normal, if it's not the same, it's weird. It's like out there, but like if people really like let their guard down and do something like you guys offer, I think it's pretty magical that people are like, just can open up a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Totally. And I appreciate that you see that too, because who are we? I mean, we're all just here to help each other. Right. And what a great journey.
Right. And I mean, I left that wellness retreat for Bailey and I was like light as a feather all day long. Someone even said, you look really light today. And I was like, I feel light. Because I met up with some girlfriends right after that. And they were like, you just seem, and I'm like, I am. Like the experience I just had was just, how could you not feel like fantastic and empowered? And like, man, I got some good shit happening inside right now.
And I want to tell you, the best part about this, which I'm sure you've experienced in your life, is it comes back to us tenfold. Like you left feeling that way, but that's part of like exchanging that energy, is that I'm here to tell you, we were so equally blessed. I mean, I have thought about that birthday more than a dozen times, about just how blessed I was to experience it and to just get to know each and every one of you. But I mean, you're benefiting and I'm benefiting equally.
Well, and it's great because you knew almost all the girls there because you're friends with the same group. And so it was so cute when you just like sat down, you're like, I'm just joining the circle.
I know. What was it like? Was it like five, like passing the baton, like, okay, here's why I'm here. Yeah. Excuse me, here's why I'm here. Here's what I'm like, Okay, stop it. I want to be your guys' friends so badly. I know I want to be your mama, but y'all are really inspiring and it's so awesome. It's just so awesome.
It was wonderful. So you are, you live here in North Idaho. I like to ask a few fun questions. One of them is, what is your, and you talk about nutrition and how you love food in that way too, is like, what's your go-to restaurant in the, let's say Post Falls, Coeur d'Alene, Hayden area?
Oh, my go-to restaurant.
Yeah.
I mean, Syringa.
Yeah.
That is like so easy for me. It's just, yeah.
My fiance and I, we have some times where we're like, did we go 2 or 3 times this week?
I know. I mean, it's like if it's even like a really nice, I don't know, like it's my 20-year anniversary or whatever. I'm like, oh, God, I mean, I know it's like kind of family style too, but can we go to Syringa?
I'm the same way. I'm the same.
I love it.
You can go to Beverly's, or you can go to Cedar, or you can go to all these like wonderful places, and they're beautiful lake, but you're like, but Syringa's really good.
So good. And I've never, ever. And, Sarah is my girl, she always just, she knows, I don't even have to order. I'm like, I want red wine tonight. She's like, I got you. And so we just sit down and it just shows up. So.
Well, I think that's another part of that restaurant is that their customer service is like above and beyond too. It's not like, people are like, it's kind of, I'm like, it's not expensive. Like, because there's other sushi places that are just as expensive, but you don't even get near the service or like the people remembering you and like, oh, did you want that other hot sake? Like they take care of you.
Totally. And really, I grew up in Alaska. So, fresh fish but I'm telling you, there was one place in Alaska, it's since now closed, but like Syringa, you go to Tao, you go to these places in Beverly Hills, or I've traveled the world. Syringa is so good.
Yeah. I know. I go to places that I'm like, oh, this sushi's okay, but I kind of wish I was at back at Syringa.
Yeah, exactly.
So, how long have you lived in the North Idaho area?
So let's see here. Breeze 25 years.
Okay.
25 years. Yeah.
What is your favorite thing about, living in Alaska, you kind of have that beautiful and it's wonderful and the outdoors. What is your favorite thing about, living in the North Idaho area?
I think you just nailed it. Like living in Alaska. It's so majestic. Have you been to Alaska?
No, it's on my list here. Hopefully soonish.
Okay. Well, if you connect with me before you go, because I know people, I grew up there. It's so majestic and so beautiful, likely here. But the greatest part about here is that there's 4 seasons. So in Alaska, there's like this crazy long winter that, you don't know what you don't know. When I'm a kid, it's like, it's dark out. I'm walking to school. Yeah, it's dark. I'm walking home. But when you kind of step out of Alaska and come to we really do live in the most beautiful, you experience every season. And
that's the big part right there is the seasons. Like it's
seasons. Fun. Yeah, it is. And you look forward to them. And I'm such a summer person, but I'm ready for fall. And then you get that full experience. So, of course, now I'm ready for spring. How about you?
Yes, we're going to get more snow. It's just inevitable. Like it's going to happen. I'm like, I'm going to get a dump of snow and then it'll be wonderful again. So you're talking about all these ways that you help people relax and you help people get their energy. Like, what do you do to get that? Because you give it so much. How do you receive it, or how do you practice, the relaxing or the, self-care?
That's a good question. So what I do is every day when I wake up, I go get my little espresso cup of coffee, and I can't wait to have time with myself. So I meditate. And it started really simple for me. I started with this book, kind of like just launched me into a whole new direction. It's called Ziva Meditation. Have you heard of it?
No.
It's Ziva Meditation, and it's the whole premise is based on giving yourself 15 minutes and more time. Like you just get more time by giving yourself time. And it sounds like, how is that going to work? But literally I practiced it. I probably started this about 4 years ago. And since then, my meditation practice has evolved. But that's really what launched me, is just giving myself that 15 minutes. And they give you like a mantra or what have you, and you just quiet yourself. So from that has started to, sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, like, have I been meditating for 2 hours?
Wow.
I mean, it's like, I get up early. So it's not like
That's early.
So I'm like, I kind of like lift my sleep mask at about 5, and I'm like, okay, what time is it? And then like, I'm rolling out of bed,
Wow.
maybe like right before 6. So, and then, I start my infrared sauna, I sit down to meditate, and I have my sacred time. And I think a really good thing about having a sacred time moment is having an intention. So like last year, my word was abundance. So just claiming it and calling it in, and in gratitude, those were my 2 words. Like even if something really, can we swear, like something shitty happens, like if you just have a shitty day, it's like, okay, I'm feeling really shitty right now, but can I find gratitude? Is there still joy that I can? Yeah, there always is. There's always room for that. So it's just that being mindful of, we're in the thick of things, we're rolling through life, but like always calling that in and remembering, like if you have that mantra or a word, or kind of takes you to that energy, like, like if you're happy, if you think of happy, how does happy make you feel? Happy. And then how does angry make you feel? I mean, there's energy attached to these words, right? So if we have a mantra for ourselves, does this sound way too hippy dippy weird? We have a mantra, or okay, like, that is how I like to start my day. All that to say is just calling that in and sitting with it.
Oh, I love that too. I mean, some of my better days is the way I start that way, is I grab my cup of coffee, I get out of bed, I go and like sit on the couch, and I just have a couple like moments, whether it's reading, whether it's just sitting there for a little bit. It's really nice to have your own little time while it's quiet.
Totally. And even if you put on, like, if it's hard to get to that place, and sometimes I use music, sometimes I don't, but having something with no voice, no words leading you to, it's a good song, and it's like, and he cheated on me, and then your mind's going there, it's like just having just music, just something like spa music, or something where, your mind can listen and kind of just follow and flow with it is my advice to that. But that's how I start my day every day. And it has, starting your day like that is just the only way. I'm actually pretty selfish about it, which
I think you should be. I think we've talked about that. I even put that on my board today, is that, self-care is not selfish. Like, it is like so important. If you're going to be a good mother, if you're going to be a good wife, if you're going to be a good employee, boss, or whatever, you self-care is very important, whether your self-care is traveling, whether your self-care is yoga or going to the spa.
Yes. This is your journey. And the currency that you're putting in for yourself, whatever does it for you, it pays off energetically. If it makes you happier, if it calms you, if it, brings you love, and yeah.
And I think, and then you're a better person for it. Like, you recharge on vacation, and you come home and you're just like, I'm ready to get to work. I'm ready to like go and crush those goals, because I had time to just relax and cut everything off. Or like you said, you need that meditation every morning so that you're the best version of you through the day.
Totally. And I think that's it. I think it's just being tangible and having that knowing. You don't need to go on vacation. You can just sit with yourself for a minute and call in, Bailey's party, effervescence, which was so perfect that Amy kind of claimed that. You guys were so bubbly and happy, and just, it was levity when you left. I felt like we're all floating. It was so amazing. So
I love that. I'm like, I want to do that with every one of my friends, because it was like, we wait until people's funerals to say those things to people. You know what I mean? And so we did that. We told Bailey why she's important in our lives. Like, we need to do this more often.
Yep. I totally agree.
So if someone's listening and they're super jazzed and want to like connect with you, whether it's through Seven Sisters, whether they want a facial, whether it's Reiki, what is it? What is the best way to get a hold of you?
So you can probably leave the information too. You can DM me, Holly Andrews. I mean, I have a Instagram page, Blush, obviously, and or Seven Sisters, but we'd love to hear from you. And thank you for time.
Yes. And so I have one more question.
Okay.
This is what I kind of like to leave with is last 2 years have been rough. It's been crazy. And we're starting a brand new year. Obviously, it's still kind of crazy. If someone's listening and they're struggling mentally, physically, emotionally, what is a piece of advice you could give to someone listening today?
Well, that's a really good question. So probably not to stuff it, like not to cram it down in the cram hole, right? To bring it out, sit with it, look at it, don't judge it, feel every emotion that it has to tell you. It's there. It's there for a reason. It's there, even if it's painful, it's there to give you wisdom. And that's probably it. Like, just face your fears, face whatever it is, and it has been a hard 2 years. I won't dismiss that at all. It has been, but it's also been 2 really magical years of just surrendering.
Yeah, I agree. Well, Holli, you're fantastic. Thank you so much for taking time with me today. And I just adore you.
It's mutual. It's mutual. Thank you for allowing this time for us together. And I look forward to seeing you sometime on my table soon.
Yes.
Thanks for listening to Keeping Tabs. I'm Tabitha Crock, and every Monday I release a podcast about different community members here in North Idaho. And then we end the weeks on Fridays with a podcast about the things I'm passionate about: outdoors, adventures, sports, the van life, and even current events. So if you like what you heard, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube, Spotify, or iTunes. Thank you again. Now go be kind and do something great.